Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance Stickland.
And I'm Amber French.
A man is now in jail after a woman says he ripped her off over $160,000. KX News has learned a woman told Bismarck Police detective that she'd signed over a check to a man, David Kopic, in October. The woman says she got the money from her husband's 401k plan after he had passed away and that she felt she could trust Kopic. Well, that woman also said she'd known Kopic for around 15 years and that he had agreed to keep $5,000 for his own business. The detective spoke to a caseworker who said the victim in this case suffers from mental health problems and is easily manipulated. Now, when looking at bank records, police say Kopic withdrew almost $40,000 before police froze his bank account. He was arrested and charged with exploitation of an eligible adult. He's being charged with an A felony, which could result in 20 years in prison. Kopic will be back in court next month. The Williston City Commission has also reached a one-year agreement with Nexus Consulting to receive federal support with the Williston Levee project. Now, that levee originally met FEMA flood protection standards when it was rebuilt after the 2011 Missouri River flood. However, recently updated federal models show higher river levels, leading to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers advising the city to work with federal partners to reach a long-term solution on the issue. City leaders say that they remain focused on the task at hand, but also want to ensure that residents and local businesses are not impacted by those changes.
It's important to note that, City of Williston residents, that there's no imminent danger. You're not going to see any changes to your insurance that's going to happen today. FEMA mapping, it takes time, and it also includes some public input. And as we work through this process, we're going to provide as a city clear public updates, before any changes take effect.
The agreement currently stands as a one-year contract at $7,500 per month with a 30-day termination clause. The federal process is expected to take several years, but the city plans to pursue reimbursement on eligible costs whenever possible. Also, people across the state are bracing for more snow and ice. Meanwhile, transportation leaders say how you drive around snowplows can make the difference between a clean pass and a crash. In just the first storm of the season, the NDDOT leaders say 5 snowplows were hit by other vehicles on the North Dakota roads. Each time a plow is hit, crews lose a critical piece of equipment and their team for a period of time. Minot's heavy equipment operator Alex Kiefer says during a typical storm, the city has all 8 of its plows on the streets. Each operator is dealing with low visibility, higher traffic, and changing road conditions. Kiefer says most snowplow accidents happen when a plow is rear-ended by another vehicle or when a motorist drives the snow fog created into the plow.
I know people want to get to where they're going, and these things don't go very fast, but they weigh about 50,000 pounds and they have 6-wheel drive, but they can slide and they can bump off the curb, and it's just really important. Don't crowd the plow. Give us our distance, stay back 100 feet because they can sling rock and road debris.
North Dakota averages about 20 snowplow accidents per season. We've got much more available over on our website, kxnet.com.
Good morning, Andre.
Well, thank you so much, Amber and Chance. And looking here in the capital city right now, we are seeing a temperature of 18 degrees. And as you can kind of tell, we are seeing some of that freezing drizzle on the lens here. So it is coming down a little bit right now here in the capital city. And the winds are out of the south and east at 9 miles per hour. But let's head over into the Williston area where we've been seeing that light snowfall this morning. And the current temperature is at 24 degrees. And the winds are out of the south at 3 miles per hour. Now, looking ahead, folks, we are going to be watching for that wintry weather moving through, and also it's going to be cooler than what we've been seeing as of late, and also we're going to be seeing those breezy conditions later on during the day. Now, looking at our current storm team radar right now, we are looking at those snow chances from the Montana counties all the way into Dickinson, where we are seeing that wintry mix ongoing, and we are seeing some of that wintry mix changing over to snow in our south central counties. And this is going to continue to build its way towards the east over the next couple of hours. Now, as far as what's going on right now here a little deeper here in Dickinson, we're seeing that mixture of precipitation in the form of freezing rain, sleet, snow, snow and even a little bit of that regular rain in the southern portion of around the Dickinson area. And there in the great city of Watford City and Williston, we're seeing some of that lighter to moderate snowfall. And meanwhile, here in the Magic City, we are seeing that flurry action as well. But diving into our Montana counties, where the brunt of the action is occurring, there in Culberson, there in Medicine Lake, and there in Plentywood, we're seeing that lighter to moderate snowfall and heavier snowfall there in Wolf Point. So it is looking quite treacherous there. And our current road conditions right now, folks, are still on the icy and snowpack side across the state. So you want to be careful when you are traveling out and about this morning. And it's just going to continue to go downhill as we progress throughout the day today. Current temperatures right now are mainly in the teens and 20s, and even a single digit there in Dunseith at 9 degrees, and even a few 30s in our south and western counties. Now looking at our alerts, we still have our winter weather advisory still in effect for our south and western counties, including here in the capital city, there in Dickinson, and there in Williston. This goes in effect through this evening, and that is where we have the greatest confidence of seeing that wintry mix. We are going to continue to see it move its way from the south and east towards the north and east over the next few hours, impacting places potentially here in the capital city. So we're going to be watching this here, and we're going to see it change over to snow there in Dickinson and even into Williston. We'll see some of that action continuing into our afternoon hours as well, and then kind of dwindling down as we get into the evening and overnight hours with those overcast conditions still remaining. Now our wind gust forecast, we're going to continue to see those overall calm winds, but however, once we get into the later portion of the evening, we're going to start seeing those breezy winds increasing in our western tier counties, including here in the Williston area. And our highs for today will mainly climb up into the 20s and even some teens in our north and eastern counties, and even some 30s in our southwestern counties. But once we get into tonight, temperatures will drop down into the single digits and teens below zero. So it's going to be quite a cold night in store for us here. And looking here in Williston, we're going to continue to see those cold temperatures lasting for our Friday and into our Saturday. But once we get into our Sunday and Monday, look at that, temperatures will climb back up into the 20s on Sunday and then the 30s on Monday. And that same thing goes here in the Dickinson area as well. Now looking here in the Magic City, we are going to be seeing 20s today, single digits below zero for our Friday and our Saturday. Then we're going to be seeing temperatures climb back up into the 20s for our Sunday and our Monday, then 30s as we head into our Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And that same thing goes here in the capital city too. And everyone have a good day.